Everyone's always asking about my microphone setup and my camera setup, so here we go. I'm gonna spill the beans.
Boss Racing.
So in the front, I actually have a microphone that is permanent. You'll see it right here. That is a microphone, and I'm gonna link it in the description below. But basically what it is it's a low sensitivity lavalier mic that is usually used for stage plays, so theater, where performers are kind of screaming into the mic. So it can handle that. It can handle your exhaust and intake noise. So this goes straight into the cabin, into my glove box here, into a 32-bit float recorder. This is a Tentacle Sync Track E. I got one up here for the intake, so you get all the, oh my god, what the fuck. Jesus. So that one's for the intake. You get all the fun intake noises. And I have a permanent microphone here that's now right behind my titanium exhaust, which the guys at P2 routed into my trunk. Right here. That's Duane.
That's Mike.
Both of these recorders interface with a Timecode sync box, which is, I'm gonna climb in the back, right here. And basically what that does is it tells all my recorders and the camera to run at the same time. So when you bring it into the editing software, they're all synced already, which is awesome. And this is what I use for my behind the seat view. And you'll notice that usually the quality is really good. And that's because I shoot it on a really nice camera. This is the Sony ZV-E10. And I chose this because, well, A, it's cheap, but B, it doesn't have a internal stabilization in it. So when you have the fancy cameras like the A7 and the FX3, it comes with IBIS. So you have a floating sensor that oscillates to mitigate some shake. And when you're hard mounted like this is a pretty cool mount that I made myself so that it's like rock solid in my roll cage. When it's mounted like this and you have IBIS, in-body stabilization, it actually shakes the sensor, so you get those micro shakes. So if you've been battling that, that's exactly why you need a camera without IBIS. And for the lens, I have a 10 to 20 millimeter Sony. 10 millimeter in crop sensor APS-C is equivalent to like 15 millimeters in full frame. So you get that really wide POV of the cockpit. The thing that I'm the most stoked for, and why my videos are always so good, is the Boss Vision mount that I made. And I made this because I saw that there was a gap in the market for something that can kind of emulate the driver's real POV. And I noticed that a lot of people mount to the side here, or the top, or the chin, and it kind of looks bad in my opinion. This kind of gets the lens about an inch away from your true eye line. I'm sure you've seen videos recently pop up where the POVs have been really spicy, and usually it's this. This one is the Insta360 mount, which I like because it's really lightweight, but I also sell the GoPro mounts, which put the lens pretty much in the same place. And that's my setup on how to get crispy sound and footage out of this Supra. Go ahead and look at the description below, and I link all the equipment that I use. So, no gatekeeping here. I want everybody to kind of have the same setup as I do, because there's nothing worse than having or seeing POV footage or just driving footage where the sound is not optimal and the cameras aren't in the right spot or look kind of bad or overexposed to the windshield. So yeah, just use this this how-to to kind of elevate your shooting and your filming of your driving, whether it be on the track or in the canyons. And I hope to see what you guys produce.
Boss Racing.